KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Finish Line Express is now open at Cars Plus in Mighty. The state-of-the-art car wash is now open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Hafa day and good evening. I'm Nick Delgado. Welcome to a special edition of KUAM News Prime Time at the aftermath of Typhoon Mawar. We hope all of you have been staying safe and staying inside with your loved ones until the governor gives the all clear. But throughout the night, it was a long one, a scary one, no doubt. You can see the damage left across the island by this storm. Behind me, the iconic Guam sign here at the Joseph Flores Memorial Park, also known as Ipao Beach Park, all spread across this park area, and the aftermath and the damage elsewhere, not much better. The iconic statue down at Chief Kapua Park in Hagåtña near the Chamorro Village and Paseo, ripped apart, broken, fallen down, as well as floodwaters taking over areas from the north to the south, including down in the island capital in Hagåtña, over at the Serena Plaza. Just incredible images many of you have been sharing throughout the day, and the recovery efforts still ongoing. Let's get going with our coverage of this storm, the aftermath of Typhoon Mawar. Let's take a look at what the Joint Information Center had to say, with our Jason Salas speaking with Crystal Pacas and Augustine, the Director of Communications for the Governor's Office, earlier today.
Joining me once again, and now that Typhoon Mawar has passed, is Crystal Pacas and Augustine. She is the Communications Director down at AdLoop. She has had a very, very long night. Lots of information coming in. Crystal, probably the biggest thing from your perspective, at this point, figuring out everything that has to happen now that we are in a assessment and then a recovery phase. Would that be correct?
Correct. Hafa day, Jason. Hafa day to the people of Guam. I know it was a very long 2 days as we were waiting the approach of Typhoon Mawar. This time, Governor Leon Guerrero at first light, Governor Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio made their windshield assessment. And this is very important. This is basically where they go out into the streets and they figure out how much damage Guam really did sustain at the brunt of Typhoon Mawar. So they divided and conquered. I just got back from the field with Governor Leon Guerrero. We ventured north, and our first stop being Guam Memorial Hospital. Again, that's a very, very critical infrastructure. So we got down, we met with the staff, and I tried to understand the issues that they experienced on Wednesday evening. Among them, we saw flooding. That was the first thing. Some compromised ceiling tiles. I know that our staff there, they were phenomenal. Nothing too crazy. I did ask our executive director, our CEO rather, at the Guam Memorial Hospital about, anything unusual at the emergency room. Nothing unusual. I did hear that there are a lot of babies born last night and yesterday.
That's what I heard.
That might be exciting too.
I heard there were at least 3 or 4 leading up to Mawar's approach.
Governor Leon Guerrero did convey to the hospital staff that, all eyes are on Guam, and there's so much commitment to help us with recovery. She's in talks with the Guam National Guard, Health and Human Services, and the Admiral to ensure that all the resources are deployed. We also had with us on our windshield assessment, I think this is a critical piece, our partner from FEMA, our federal family with us, and his name is Bern Ruiz, and he could firsthand see the damages that were sustained at the hospital and how they bared the night last night. Then we proceeded to the rest of the north. What I observed was mostly passable roads, some fallen debris, some fallen power lines, nothing too crazy. We did see some damage to substandard homes. We're grateful to see that most people are taking the warnings when we ask them not to go on the roads just yet. Again, this assessment is super critical to this assessment is critical to understanding where Guam is and whether or not we should declare condition of readiness for, because that's the question on everyone's minds, right? Now that the storm's eye has passed, the typhoon's eye has passed, what next? So I briefly spoke with our lieutenant governor before this interview. He's still down south, still making those assessments. Again, mostly passable roads. Governor Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Tenorio have both instructed all the critical infrastructure agencies to make their assessments now. We'll be grouping up in the next few hours to gather information. And once information becomes available, we'll be pushing that out, of course, by the Joint Information Center to understand how much damage was done. We're talking about water, because many villages experienced low to no water. We're also talking about power. We have pocket outages throughout the night. We're also talking about compromised communications. Many people experiencing down communications, unable to call people, unable to send text messages, unable to access social media and internet. So that's basically what we did. We're hoping to make an announcement in the next few hours. I know that Governor wants to speak with Landon Eidlet, our warning coordination meteorologist, to kind of understand where Typhoon Mawar is now, and then combine that information with what we learned during our windshield assessment. And so the people of Guam, please stay home, stay indoors, stay in hardened shelters. At this time, we remain in condition of readiness 1. That means we are not in the clear yet. Please stay home. I think the number one question I'm also getting today is the gas station open? At this time, no gas stations are open, and that's just more reason to stay home.
And again, it's kind of like the point is, the information that you seek, my friends, is forthcoming, but you got to let the officials go out there, make those assessments, line everything up, figure out, what's going to happen and in what order. But, just please let our designated, professionals just do the work, because it is going to come out like in very short order. But, you make it easier on them if, you just give them time to work.
And I want to thank the people of Guam for taking their preparedness steps. On our end, the government did take their preparedness steps. We mobilized all the critical infrastructure agencies as early as last Friday to ensure we cut the trees down, that we mitigated any flood damage, that we had our shelters start preparing and open. And so thank you to the people of Guam for staying safe, for staying indoors. We're not hearing any reports at this time of anything too unusual. Again, we're still gathering that information. We'll publish that as it becomes available.
That's also something.
And wait, one more thing.
Please.
All your personal preparedness efforts really help for a speedy recovery. And I also wanted to shout out to our FEMA partners. Our federal family is on the ground with us. A few of them were here with us last night during the typhoon with us. FEMA, as many as 50 FEMA of our family members are here, and they're basically applauding our governor for taking those preparedness steps, for calling condition of readiness 2 and a condition of readiness 1 early, so our people knew to prepare. And also American Red Cross is here. So I know that there are a lot of families still trying to assess the damages, but I can assure you that we're going to get those resources, deploy those resources and those services and anything that our community may need as soon as possible. Again,
and we do appreciate our friends. Yeah, we do appreciate our friends from the federal
government. Stay indoors,
well.
but stay home for now. Stay off the roads. Let the agencies make their assessments so everyone can stay safe.
One thing I do want to emphasize, and correct me, or like let me know, Chris, that I'm right about this, is specifically when it comes to the hospital and the public shelters, the expectant mothers that did check into GMH that are 36 weeks or more along in their pregnancies, also, they will not be discharged until the condition of readiness 4 is declared. Likewise for the public shelters, right? Like if you're expecting someone or somebody may need a ride that went to the public shelter, wait until condition of readiness 4, because they will not be released until the all clear is given. Is that accurate?
Correct. And, Jason, you've covered many storms in your time as a journalist. You're absolutely correct. Again, we remain at core 1, so everyone is to stay in place. No changes at this time.
Okay. Let me ask you, just to wrap up though, because, you were in the car as the governor was doing, her, the windshield assessment, and, she's our head of state, right? She's our MAGA Haga. She can be very, very tough as nails, and, she's putting her game face on, but, at times she can also wear a heart on her sleeve. When you were going around seeing, the damages and seeing the result of these, these gale force winds and everything like that, what was her reaction, and how was she, responding to like, seeing the conditions? You said the roads are passable, but like,
I think the word is relief. Our governor has seen, heart really, she's experienced past typhoons here on island, and it's been over 2 decades since the people of Guam have endured such a significant weather event. And so I think, so much has changed, especially we've hardened our shelters, we've hardened our infrastructure. We don't live in tin shacks anymore, where typhoons past had totally flattened Guam. And so we were relieved to see that most structures were still there, most minimal damage, passable roads, among others. So to the people of Guam, just stay in place while we assess the damages. and we begin that road to recovery and deploy the resources to you.
All right. Well, good luck, and good job by your community by doing what was right, so that you folks can get us back on track. So, Crystal, thank you very much, and we hope you and your family fared well during the typhoon.
Thank you so much. Please be safe.
Thanks, Jason, for that interview. He also got an update from Sergeant Paul Tapao with Guam Police Department. Public safety still top of mind for many here as the aftermath of Typhoon Mawar drags on. Take a listen.
With the passage of Typhoon Mawar, the Guam focus now begins recovery, restoration, and Sergeant Paul Tapao is with me right now. He has been stationed down at the Joint Information Center, speaking about public safety. So, Sarge, we wish to extend, first of all, to you and your family. We hope you guys fared well during the storm, and that includes, of course, your extended family, the men and women of blue at GPD.
Yeah, absolutely, Jason. Thank you so much. I want to thank the team here. Crystal has led a phenomenal team with Jenna Bloss with our Joint Information Center, working closely with Iraq and all the other agencies in ensuring the safety of our island community from day one when we received the information of the expected super typhoon to where we are now, and moving into the phase of recovery. The Guam Homeland Security stood up the team so that we can address the onset of Typhoon Mawar, and of course what we do now with recovery efforts. So yeah, thank you. I hope you also fared well too on your end.
All right, thank you. Got a few trees to pick up and everything, but no one was hurt, and that's a big thing for me and my family. So what do Guamanians, Sarge, have to know about public safety?
So right now we are pretty much just in recovery phase. Our first phase of recovery is, of course, to do our assessment, and in order for all the essential government employees to do their the assessment of what needs to be done, I'm talking to Guam, not just the Guam Police Department, but also the Guam Fire Department, the Guam Power Authority, the Guam Water Authority, the Waterworks Authority. We need to ask the community to please stay off the roads. There's a lot of debris. There's a lot of down power lines. We want to make sure that people stay safe. Stay home. We're still in condition of readiness 1. Wait for our governor of Guam, the Honorable Lulian Guerrero, making her declaration for condition of readiness 4, so that we can actually start working towards normalcy. But for now, stay off the roadways. We are still seeing some hazardous surf out there. We know how our Guamanians are. Once the surf is right for the picking, we're going to see some bodies in the water. Please stay out of the water. Hazardous surf. Our guys, we don't need to deploy our search and rescue, and of course our search and recovery team, just for some individuals who are out there in the water. So please allow the respective government agencies, the respective first responders to do their jobs, get out, make the assessments. We talk with the village mayors. They're also doing their wind chill assessments. The governor this morning, she was able to do a full wind chill assessment, so she'll be coming out with some information for our fellow Guamanians to take in as we move towards recovery. But the best thing that we can do is take care of your homes, stay off the roadways, and of course stay out of the water.
All right, and Sarge, final question: what is the number of people should call? Because the Joint Information Center and the Emergency Operations Center continues operation. So if anybody on the island has any questions or they want to report something, what is the number they can call?
So for now, we are shifting operations. So the number that they can call, of course, has been provided since the onset, or since the preparation of Typhoon Mawar. They can call 478-0208, 09, or 10. That's the information. That's if they have any information as to recovery. We understand that we're tracking water outages throughout the entire island, or not the entire, but in the northern, central, and southern parts. There's some issues, of course, that we are receiving about water outages and when is water going to be restored. So those are some of the things in which they can call us. We're going to be providing information throughout the day, and of course towards recovery with our efforts with the entire island of Guam.
All right, can do, will do, Sarge. We appreciate it, man, and please stay safe.
Absolutely, stay safe, please. Take care. God bless.
And the stories from our community and the people like you here in Guam, there are many. Sad, shocked, afraid. People still trying to figure out what they just went through, and still recalling this kind of terror that unfolded more than 20 years ago. F-E-R-R-E-R?
Yes.
And so, Ed, how was the storm for you?
Well, it's my first experience from coming back home. My last one was in '76. So last night was really real experience again. You know, to see it. I mean, it was sounded pretty bad. So.
When people are watching and they're wondering and the concern for us here, how would you explain how we're doing?
Well, right now it's people are just out right now just to try to see what they can get for the immediate necessities. Because originally we were just supposed to just come in and assess our damage here. But as you can see, I guess the word got out and we couldn't turn the people back. So, but as far as that storm, man, it's pretty bad.
Is it bad one?
Yeah.
We got a lot of cleaning up to do.
That is, yes.
Okay, so good luck. Wait, so you said they were calling you during the storm?
Yeah, because, like right after that wind, I'll get messages, because they know me, and if I had it at home, I gave it, like eggs, coconut milk, bread.
And even at First Light, here you are operating.
What's that?
Here you are open
Yeah.
and operating at First Light.
Yeah,
Why did you decide I gotta do this, even though there's other cleaning up to do?
that's because the people, we know they need it. But it's rough, man. I lived all the typhoons. Thank you.
Can I get your first and last name, please?
Carmen Anadera.
It's worse than Pansangwa. I mean, yeah.
It stayed too long. I know
It
people
did.
were saying that. And when you woke up and went outside, what did you see?
I didn't really sleep at all. My house, everything's flooded. It's crazy. My aircon flew out the window, and I called 911, but it's crazy, so I had to take my bed and put it against the window and try to, board everything up, but it was really hard. I mean, everything is a mess. Our house is flooded and everything is wet. But I'm thankful that we're still around,
Still alive.
Yes, those things are they're just replaceable, Our life is not. And I'm just thankful to God.
Oh, man. Oh, so strong.
And then over there, everything already fall apart.
Wow. How is it for you guys?
So far, we're really good now.
But overnight?
Oh, really bad. It's really bad. We have to hold that one because he's scared the water get inside. But so far, it's good.
Yeah. It's the first time you've been through a storm like this?
Yes. It's really scary, huh? It's
Yeah.
last night.
Can I get your name?
Kim?
Kim, last name?
When?
How was last night?
It was pretty rough, and it was kind of dangerous. We have to step outside and go and fix the shutter when the shutter is open.
Can you show me? I see there's a piece over here that also
It's in the back.
Was there anyone around that area at the time?
Nobody. We were trying to wake up the staff, but the staff was really scared to come out because it was really
coming down.
Yeah, and the floor was all wet, so we have to handle our own situation.
Yeah. Okay. And so did you hear this?
Yep.
At the time?
Yeah, but we still ignore it.
But you couldn't come outside.
Yeah, we couldn't because we don't want to, go to the hospital and all that.
Yeah. The impact of the storm affecting many of us, including at our stations at KUAM. We will do our best to keep the coverage going and give you all the information you need to know now that Mawar is past the Marianas. Stay safe, Guam, and of course, go to KUAM.com as well as KUAM News on any of our social media platforms for the very latest. We wish you all the best. We love you. We care for you. Again, stay inside, stay safe. For now, I'm Nick Delgado.